Oh. I guess we're going straight to this. Mao. Thanks for coming. This must be quite a shock for you. The big boss, Cassiopeia, we were both me all along. When I saw you make quick work of those Team Star lackeys outside the school that time, the idea for Operation Starfall suddenly came to me. My skills let me get a hold of as much LP as I want, so I decided to use that to tempt you into helping me out. After Operation started, I kept an eye on you as a member of the supply unit, and I had you battle the bosses on my behalf. All for the goal of defeating me and putting an end to Team Star once and for all. But still, there's a part of me that wants Team Star to live on. I just can't roll over and let you win without putting up a fight. This is the final showdown. Are you ready? Thanks. Sorry to keep you. The letter of apology Miss Time had me, preparations took longer than expected. That voice. Are you Clive? Penny. So it was you after... is that you, Cassiopeia? In the flesh. I have a task for you, Clive, if you'll accept it. I want you to record what happens next, so I can send the video to Team Star. They need to see the outcome of this battle for themselves. Okay, will do. Actually has his phone out. Then allow me to introduce myself properly. I'm the big boss of Team Star. The name's Cassiopeia. No, Penny. Now bow down before the overwhelming might of Team Star's founder. I dig it. I won't hold back in this battle. I'll stay true to Team Star's code. Alright. Cerulea's is at a disadvantage here. I'm thinking Umbreon might be faster than me. No, actually, it's pretty slow. Okay, baby doll eyes. Oh boy. Maybe we will switch out? But dark typing though. I guess Palma would be... Well, actually, Finkaton wouldn't be too bad. You just keep spamming baby doll eyes. I think Umbreon is kind of tanky. Okay, but we are faster. Dark Pulse. We'll end with a knockoff. That was nowhere close. Okay. I mean, I could probably just knock off again. Flurry. You really just have all the evolutions, don't you? Alright, Palafin, get in there. Oh, what if she has one for each Team Star member? So Dark, Fire was the next strongest one, or the next one. Okay, we'll go Flip Turn. Fire. Ceruledge is fine. Flare Blitz? Oh, thank you. Not gonna lie, I didn't know what my Ceruledge's ability was, but I figured that was a good swap in. Vaporeon. This music's pretty boppin'. Alright, let's just go with a Thunder Punch. Hang in there, Palmet. Thunder Punch again. Okay, there was no Team Water or Grass. She had Umbreon, Flareon, Vaporeon, Leafeon. What's your other two gonna be? Alright. Oh, you're fast. Okay. Bitter Blade? Wow, that did not finish you off. But we're pretty much fully healed. And then with a Flame Charge. Maybe the last one could be Sylveon? It could be Espeon? Jolteon? Jolteon. I don't have anything particularly good against electric. Meowscarada, get on in there. Wait, she hasn't terrestrialized yet though. Oh, she still has two more. Okay, we'll go with Flower Trick. Oh, Pin Missile? Oh shoot. Okay. This should do it. Okay, now it's her last mon. Sylveon. Okay. Fairy. You finish it with Tinkaton. Assuming she doesn't terrestrialize. What if it turns into like a normal? I can't follow you on your battle skills at all. No wonder the bosses fell at your hands. We'll start with a fake out to be safe. Time to terrestrialize. Shine bright like the starry sky and become who you really are. It is just fairy. Go for it. Oh, you survived. Well, you know, I'll respect you back. Funny that we're both fairy terror types right now. It's all over now. It's finally over, guys. It's done. Flashback time. We're done here. I think we should call it quits. Hold up. Are you saying we should break up the team? You gotta be joking. We got carried away with Operation Star, and now everything's gotten out of hand. Yeah, well, that's what happens when you round up a bunch of bullies in the courtyard to make a show of learning them manners. But we didn't even fight them in the end. We didn't do anything wrong. Indeed. Merely did we declare our intention to battle tooth and nail should the villains persist in their tyrannous oppression. 'Twas a bloodless victory, we assure you. Yeah, they didn't even send out their Pokemon. They just blubbered and apologized a whole lot. Our outfits must have spooked them good. But the bullies made a huge stink about what went down, and then they all ended up leaving the academy. Our plan backfired epically. There's no way we're getting off scot-free. I guess you're right. This little stunt might have put us up the creek. I'll fix this mess on my end. Just leave it to me. What are you saying? I'm the one who started Team Star. I dragged you all into this, so I'll take responsibility for everything. Oh, the noble and kind Big Boss. You cannot. Now that the bullies are gone, you guys should start going to school again. Oh yeah? And what about you? I can't go back. Why? There's no reason for you to stay shut in your room anymore, right? All I can say to you guys is... thanks. Even though we never met in person, you were all so kind to me. Stop right there, BB. Why are you talking like that? We'll never speak again. I need to go take care of some things. Prithee, speak to us. What is thine intent? Hey, Big Boss, answer us. Bye-bye, guys. Thanks for everything. Thanks for everything, Mao. And you too, Clive. I'm glad I could see this through to the end. I guess this is it for Team Star. And me too. Hold that thought, Miss... Penny. I'd like to check something with you first. Check... what? Why resort to something like Operation Starfall if you're the big boss of Team Star? Wasn't there any other way to handle this? I tried telling the bosses that we were done once before, but they still didn't quit. Why not simply order them to? Our code states that no one in the team has the right to order people around. I could ask them to do stuff, but I could never order them. So it's back to the code again. The bosses must have taken it very seriously. They did. That's why I knew I could use it to force Team Star to disband. Because the bosses would do anything the code required of them? Even leave the team? Yes, and according to the code, they had to accept any challenge made to them. Thus, the idea for Operation Starfall. Cassiopeia, let me ask you one last thing. What does Team Star... No, what do your friends in the team mean to you? They're my greatest treasure. Splendid. Thank you for appraising me of the situation, Miss Penny. What? Now, young lady, there's something I should very much like to discuss with you. Hey, quit it with the old geezer act, Clive. You're creeping me out. Indeed. Well then, before we talk further, allow me to reveal you my own secret identity. Ha-ha! Director Clavo? Just as Cassiopeia was your disguise, the boy you knew as Clive was mine. But why? I needed a way to talk to Team Star on equal terms. Students do tend to shy from speaking their mind to their teachers, after all. Much more so when faced with the director of the academy. Yeah, but where do I even start? Wasn't the outfit a bit much? Plus, I have some big feelings about the wig. Ahem. Well, that's quite enough of that for now. Everyone, why don't you come on out? Huh? Yo, big boss. Long time no see. Momo. More like long time no meet, right? I mean, we only found out your real name just now. Meli. Verily, is thy long-hidden countenance a sight for sore eyes, my lady. Atticus. So, I heard your real name's Penny? How have you been this whole time? Orty. We found you at last. You have no idea how worried we'd been. Harry. Okay, gang. On the count of 3. 1, 2... Hasta la vista, Cassiopeia! And hello, Penny. Now then, Miss Penny. And each of you young bosses as well. On behalf of the Academy, I have something I would like to say to Team Star. You all have my sincerest apologies. Come again? As director of the Academy, I let you down. My handling of your situation was a dismal failure. What? I still don't... I mean... Why? You all told me about your reasons for forming Team Star, and about your subsequent actions. Ever since my first days as director, all I've ever experienced of the Academy is an environment blessed, free from bullying. But I now know this peace was built on the backs of your hurt and anger, and of course, your immense courage in putting things to right. And so I'll get straight to the conclusion. The Academy's order for Team Star to disband, and my threat to expel those who did not obey, are hereby revoked. Does that mean what I think it means? Indeed. Team Star can continue to exist, should that be your wish. Woohoo! Penny, isn't this great? Now we can all stay together. Oh, mine heart is giddy with glee. But I betrayed all of you. You mean Operation Starfall? Director Clavel told us all about it. Far as we heard, you only went through it with it to save us from getting expelled. You were just worried about this, right? Not like we'd ever chuck the team just cause someone told us to, after all. Ain't our style. I cannot even begin to imagine how you must have fear for us, Lady Penny. Sorry for making you worry, BB. We're all okay now. But even so... Hold on, everyone. I have more to say. As previously stated, the requirement for Team Star to disband has been revoked. However, there are still some unsettled matters to discuss. Allow me to provide a few examples. Your protracted truancy, your brazen customization of school uniforms, your unauthorized usage of Academy equipment, your reckless modification of and jeopardous driving of Pokemon-powered vehicles. Need I go on? Your flagrant disregard for school rules cannot simply be overlooked. Thus, as punishment, you will all be required to engage in community service. Community service? Yes, specifically, I will be asking you to manage the STCs. And that stands for the Star Training Centers. They shall be faculties for cultivating Pokemon trainers' talents. I plan for the Academy to found them in collaboration with the Pokemon League. The idea came to me when I saw Miss Mao battling her way through your bases. The base's construction, as well as the battle tactics employed by the students in Team Star, are remarkably unique and creative. I would ask that you continue your team activities, but henceforth as STC staff members, using your former bases as training facilities. And that is the sum of it. Does anyone have any concerns? No. It sounds like fun. So I don't see how this be anything but a win-win. This may be a weird thing to say since the STCs are supposed to be a punishment and all, but you should totally join in too, Penny. 'Tis true. We would most happily have you at our sides, my lady. We can go to school together too. That way, if anything happens, we'll be there to protect you. We were already talking about how great it'd be to have both Team Star and school in our lives. This'd be a sweet deal for us. So, what do you say? You guys... Mao, what do you think? It sounds great. Huh? But, I just... No need to give your response right this moment, Miss Penny. Do take some time to decide. For now, at least, I think our little group should go their separate ways. Not to say you should break up Team Star after all. I simply meant it is time to leave. Miss Mao, please stop by my office later, if you would. Yo, that's great. Wait, training facilities. How many stats were there again to a Pokemon? 6. There are 5 bases, but 6 stats. Maybe there'll be a 6. Maybe Penny could teach the 6th one. So maybe each Team Star base can up a certain effort value? I feel like that would be a no-brainer. Here you are, Miss Mao. I wanted to thank you for all your hard work in resolving the situation with Team Star. If not for you, I suspect I would have done the team a grievous injustice in my choice of punishment for their actions. You have my sincere gratitude. Who is it? It's Penny. Miss Penny, do come in. Hello, Director. About the STCs, I'd like to work on them together with the rest of Team Star. That's wonderful news. Thank you very much for your favorable response. But, I should be punished more heavily than the others, I think. Why so? Because of Operation Starfall? No, not that. Because of the other really bad thing I did. And what would that be? You know the LP I gave you both in exchange for helping me with Operation Starfall? I got hold of it, sort of, illegally, by hacking the Pokemon League's LP management system. I see. That is quite the revelation. I did not think such a thing was even possible in the first place. It wasn't all that I mean, I'm really sorry. I won't do it again. This matter is rather out of my jurisdiction, I'm afraid. I will have to consult Miss Gita, the Pokemon League chairwoman, on how best to proceed. I figured as much. I do apologize, Miss Mao, but I'll have to ask you to give us some privacy. Mao? Penny? There's something I want to talk to you about. Could you meet me in front of the school stairs? You know, where we first met? I'll be waiting. Hasta la vista. The six of us thought up that catchphrase back when we created the team. It's so cringy, it's perfect, you know? Anyway, about the LP thing. I thought I was going down big time for hacking the league point system. But they're letting me off easy. What happened? The Pokemon League said they'll waive my debt if I do some volunteer engineering for them. They even asked me to come work for them after I graduate, if you can believe that. Director Clavel and that Gita lady kept complimenting me, like, a weird amount. Apparently I have outstanding talent or something. Sorry for calling you out here to meet you like this. I'm still not so great with people face to face. I never seem to find the right words, but, thank you so much. You saved Team Star, and my friends along with it. I know words won't ever be enough to properly thank you all for what you've done. So, here. Draco Meteor? Jeez. I'm sure you'll put this to good use. And one more thing. I want to repay the debt I owe you. If you ever think of a way I can do that, just let me know. I'm great with machines and hacking and stuff. So next time, I'll be the one helping you, Mal. Be seeing you then. Hasta la vista.